Welcome to Jen's Creation Station. Our card today is a You Hold the Key to My Heart, Sweet Amour. It's got a little bit of tearing and a little bit of cuddle bugging. And I'll move on and tell you what you need to make this card. The cardstock you'll need for this card is a dark base in purple or burgundy. I chose Rich Razzleberry from Stampin' Up. And this is 5.5 by 8.5. This will be folded in half for the card base. And then you will need a few layers. This is crumb cake, or you can use craft. It's 2 3/4 by 5.5. You'll need a piece of dark brown or early espresso. This is 2 inches by 5 1/4 inches. You'll need a piece of green. I chose Sage Shadow, medium olive, or any shade of green will work. This is 2 1/4 inches by 5 inches. Then you need a piece of early espresso that is 2 1/4 inches by 5 inches. And then you'll need a small piece for the sentiment on the front. And this is 1 3/4 inches by 2 3/4 inches. It's natural or vanilla. This happens to be natural. And then you'll need just a scrap for the heart on the front of the card. Also for this project, you'll need some other things. You'll need some thin twine in a natural color. And by thin, I mean this is what you've seen me use before. And as you can see, it's quite a bit thinner. I believe I actually got this from Close to My Heart, but I really can't be sure. I have a couple of different colors of it. So you'll need about 20 inches for the card and 3 or 4, maybe 5 inches for the tying the heart on. Now for my card front, I decided I wanted a little bit of texture on the front. So I used a set of border embossing folders, and they are called Just My Type. This is the set, and it comes with a few different ones. I used this one for the strip, top and bottom. And then I used my Swiss Dots embossing folder on the piece of chocolate or early espresso very dark brown cardstock that is 2 inches by 5 1/4 inches. So let's put this card together. The first thing we want to do is attach our piece of crumb cake or craft cardstock to the front, centered top and bottom, and then we'll just set that aside. The next thing we need to do is take our long piece of thin jute and we're going to wrap it. I've taped the first end. We're going to wrap it so that it's about the same distance on both ends. You come straight across and then wrap it back like so. And then we're just going to tape this end down like that. And you can adjust it up and down. Now we're ready to attach this to the front of the card. And that's going to be centered top and bottom, left and right. So now that's what that's going to look like when that's all finished. And we're just going to set this aside for now. Now on the front of my card, I've used this stamp right here. It says, "You Hold the Key to My Heart." And this is from a stamp set that's no longer available, but you could use any sentiment. This is from Close to My Heart. And I stamped that sentiment in the Rich Razzleberry on the cream cardstock. Now the next step is to take your stamped sentiment and center it on the other piece of the early espresso or dark brown cardstock. This will matte also, but we don't want to do that yet because we want to tear these two ends. So what you want to do is place this on here, and it kind of set just about 1/8 of an inch from that end. And you want to tear at an angle so you got some of the color exposed. And then you want to tear further away with the green. I'm going to separate these to make it a little easier. And you do want to get that corner off there. And you might have to play with it a little while. See, I need to take a little more of the brown off down here. I bet you that will be just perfect. Okay, now I need to take a little more green off. Like I said, you need to play with it a little while. A little bit at a time. See that you got your layers. There, that's kind of what I'm looking for right there. Now we're going to put a heart right here and two little stamps. The next stamp set we're going to use is called Love Language, and I don't know if this one's still available or not. It's also a Close to My Heart stamp set. I used this stamp before on the New Year's card. We're going to use this little heart right here. We're going to use Sweet and Amor on the front of the card. And what I did was I stamped the little heart in Rich Razzleberry and then punched two little holes to put a tie through it. So I've adhered my second layer, my green, onto my brown, and I've cut this out with a white cream colored border so it pops out. And what I want to do is put Sweet and Amor on here. I'm going to use the Whisper White Stampin' Up! Stamp pad. We're going to stamp Sweet first. This is not adhered, I just want it for placement. I'm just going to put Sweet right there. And Amor down here. There, just like that. Okay, our next step is to punch two 1/16 inch holes and then thread your thin jute through. Mine went through pretty easy. And I'm going to tie a knot. Okay, and then I'm just going to trim these ends a little bit. The closest pair of scissors I have. Pull it tight. There we go. And then that will pop on here. Okay, we'll set that in an angle like that. And then I've also put foam on the back of this. I'll just set this right on the card. Now we want some of the browns showing here. So we want to center it top to bottom. And then it'll show over here. Press that down real good. And there's our finished card. Thanks for stopping by Jen's Creation Station. Have a great day.